So a couple of the very supportive early intervention studies that really gave us this data. One of the first one was the ABC Darien and the Perry Preschool Project and the Chicago Child Parent Centers. These also had a major component that focused on relationships and interactions. They involved the parents, they involved the community, they involved the teacher. So what we had after these very influential early intervention programs was the fact that it's not just the academics, it's not just the environment, but it's the relationships. Those of you that have taken CD30, what theory is this starting to sound a lot like? Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model. Oh yeah, right? Remember the little flowers that you had to do? Oh yeah, all right. It's all about relationships. It's all about social and emotional. You're not going to escape this. It's not just me that harps on this. This is universally what's important. And again, we have research that supports it. What we saw, though, after these children had these huge IQ gains, the children that were coming out of ABC Darien, Perry Preschool Project, and Chicago Child Parent Centers, was that they had these huge IQ gains. So we measured their IQs, and then in third grade, their IQs were back down from where they had started. And so this is a huge issue. We have the same thing that's happening with Head Start kiddos too. They have all of this wonderful, beautiful support, and they start kindergarten wonderfully. And then by the time they get to third grade, we have a fade-out effect. They are still better off, so I don't want to negate the importance of these programs. They are still better off because of their early ed experience. But because interactions become less important to teachers and researchers in kindergarten through third grade, we have a fade-out effect, okay? Because that is not focused in on. So they got those great early relationships because they went to high-quality programs, but we saw this fade-out effect because it wasn't focused in on the K through third system, okay? So this is why a lot of these tools are starting to make their way into the K through third system. The class tool has a measurement tool that is explicitly for kindergarten through third grade. Think about your teachers. How many of you had the opportunity to have a kindergarten teacher that was warm and loving and compassionate and kind? Probably about half of us did. And then the other ones, have you ever seen that kindergarten teacher? Get in line, sit down, stop doing that. Does it make it very fun for those kindergartners? No, they're very sad and they hate school. Have you ever seen them? They hate it, absolutely hate it. It's because it's a social, yes, they cry a whole lot. Why? Because the teacher's just flat out mean and not kind and not socially and emotionally supportive. Does that make a difference? Oh, that makes a difference. Am I going to sit there and try and learn my ABCs of 1, 2, 3s if the teacher's mean to me? No, that makes a huge difference. Okay, so that's one of the things that we saw. So we have to realize that this isn't just something in early education. It is very important in early education, but it is just as important in the K through third system as having a teacher that is emotionally and socially supportive. So that's when we saw this fade out. We began looking at the importance of the classroom interactions in the classroom environment. So the presence of this fade out effect, because these kids had high quality curriculum, high quality teaching strategies in the K through third, well, most of them. But what was missing was the focus on the social and emotional environment. So we came to start looking at the importance of that. We talked about ecological systems theory. This is another theory that focused on the importance of relationships. Attachment theory is another thing. If you go back to your CD39 or CD38 days, was there a lot of information that you had to learn based on attachment and social and emotional development? Yes. Ainsworth and Bowlby and Pickler and all of the other researchers focused on attachment. It is the relationships that matter.